We're looking at Tiger Eyes Sumac. This is Rus tifana Bale Tiger. It's a first edition's introduction, and it's been around for a while, but a nice plant. The only drawback might be it's got a strong rhizome where it likes to take off, come up in areas you may or may not want it, but I love it in this area. I'm allowing it just to naturalize. We've got Savin juniper that it's next to, a nice contrast, that dark green, and then the backdrop here is some nice Colorado spruce. So let's take a look at some video I shot when we were just coming out of winter into early spring. This is an area in our yard that just gets beat up with the deer and the rabbits all winter long. They're back here, and they either rub on it, chew on it, bring it back. But since Tiger Eyes Sumac is a very vigorous, strong plant, it continues to come back. It's a very dry area, and that keeps the height a little bit more in balance, around 2 to 3 feet. But this can get up to 6 feet if it's got good conditions. So all we're going to do here, we're just going to cut back some of the edge ones, especially to keep it shorter, and we get that crescendo. But for the most part, this is just going to come back and do its own thing. I'll also mention, if you look in the back here, we've got some tiger eye trunks that we used to have some pretty big plants back there, and there was some severe dieback about 5 winters ago. So you can see where we cut back those main trunks, and they've since sprouted from that. Let's take a look at that deer damage again, where they're coming in and they're rubbing up against those trunks, just beating it apart. About the only choice we have when they wreck it like that is to cut it back and get that rejuvenation and that fresh growth. Now, if you take a look at this photo, look at those seed heads. That's a Tiger Eyes Sumac that's been around about 12 to 14 years, never cut back. The difference here is we're getting fresh growth, so there's not enough time for it to develop that seed head. Should we get a season where the deer do not come through, that seed head will develop on this. We'll get a little bit more height, and we'll have that extra advantage to what is attractive in the plant going into fall. Some of those old trunks we mentioned have not come back with any type of growth. So let's go ahead, we're going to get those cleaned up, saw that off, and get a clean cut. Now, we don't have to clean those up right now. We could wait until we get into the dormant season again, cut them back then, now that we know they're dead. But just the same, I'd kind of like to get a clean look and take care of it. So the Tiger Eyes Sumac, great plant for naturalizing. It's got that pesky rhizome, wants to come up in locations you may or may not want it. Drought tolerant. And let's finish by mentioning the fall color. We've got excellent orange, reds that combine with that yellow that you're seeing here. So it's really, really showy in the fall. Appreciate you watching Garden Hike. We'll see you again next time.